morning, book lovers, it's Malia. So today we're going to talk about the amazing book Winter by Marissa Meyer. Marissa Meyer had an amazing event that I heard on November 10th, and it was a book signing in my hometown of Tacoma, and I wasn't able to go, which was really devastating. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of wear it while I was doing the review of this amazing book. And so I'm wearing this dress, and it's kind of Cress themed because I believe that me and Cress are sisters, or we're the same people. So I wore my hair in like braids because I love braids, and I figure she'd wear braids too. And I don't have any makeup because I am a shell. So let's talk about this amazing book. And remember, this is no spoilers. The only spoilers that I give are in like the first chapter, so you can kind of guarantee that. And again, there's going to be other channels having amazing content on spoilers if you'd like to look at those as well. But finish this movie first, please. So the first thing that I want to talk about is you just keep smiling throughout the beginning of this book. I had a stupid smile on my face in amazement of how like silly I was, how girlish I was in the beginning of this book, and it was really fun to kind of see all these different fairy tales and come together and be romantic. So I want to talk about detail that Marissa Meyer put. So let's talk about something like Cinder does. If she was, let's say, working on a spaceship, Marissa put so much energy and research into like every single bolt going into here, and these wires can only switch up to here, and this big thing you have to get in this way and turn this wrench just a certain way, you have to replace it with this mechanism. And it was just so interesting to see how much detail she put into just something so simple as fixing a spaceship. And I really enjoyed that, and I loved that, and I really respect that about her. It was a beautifully choreographed book, and what I really enjoyed about it is it had every single element of this book. So like in like a play, the dancer already knows everything that's going to come out in the play, but there's certain things that have to happen, and as the audience you view it from a certain perspective. And so what I really enjoyed is that as you were going on this whole time, you got to see the perfect perspective of the person who was enjoying this time or having this event or this occurrence was happening. And what I also really liked is that every single end of the chapter was like a cliffhanger, and that's also really enjoyable, especially in a fourth book. She had a lot of comic relief in there as well, so it kind of kept pacing. There was never a time that I felt that it was a good time to put down the book. There's never a section or a part, even if it's at the end of the chapter, because then you're like, oh my gosh, I want to read more. There's never a good time to put down this book. So if you're going to start reading this book, I would recommend setting aside about like 5 hours at a time just to engulf yourself in reading. I always lose track when I'm reading, and Thaddeus's naps never seem to go on long enough, or I'll be staying up really late to read this book. So I recommend that it's one of those books that you just have to completely immerse yourself in because it's one of those amazing reads. And I also feel like you have those books where you just don't want it to be a movie. I want this book, I picture this book being publicized worldwide, a big aspect, people all over the world reading this amazing masterpiece, and that's what I want. I don't want Hollywood trying to switch things. I want every single individual person of this world seeing what this masterpiece is for itself, and seeing, like, having their own imagination create and construct this glorious world that Marissa did. And I mean, I love it. My imagination is so utilized right now that every single night I've remembered dreams from this book. So where I'm there, and usually I'm Cress. I'm a hacking mastermind genius. And so it's just really nice to kind of wake up and be like, oh, I miss that place, but knowing that my subconscious has been working and integrating, and I love when a book can ignite that, bring that up in you. And so I'm very thankful that I read this book. So something that I didn't like is when I was reading it, it was nice, but the desk cover was kind of slippery when I first started reading it, and so I took off the desk cover and I just read it with the actual binding, and the binding stained my fingers. So if you're not going to use the desk cover, I would recommend maybe gloves or something, or maybe not sweaty hands like I did, because afterwards and they're still kind of stained. They have like a blackish tint but like a blue in it, so I would just recommend that's just something just to look forward to. Another thing is I'm very excited to reread. So I usually take maybe a year or several months to reread a book, but I'm very excited to reread this, and it's usually interesting to me because I like to kind of forget what happened and then enjoy the book again. And so this is a different type of book where I'm excited to read it just again. So that's my review. I thank you guys so much for watching, and please let me know in the comments below like what you think, if you've read the book, if you've picked it up. There also will be a description of where to find this amazing book, and just things like that. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I'm more audience driven, so anything that you guys have to say that would better my channel, I would love that as well, or something that you would like to see more of in this channel, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I appreciate your time.